Okay, this is BV sort of live. While fear is away, the rebels will play. Tonight we've got Rebel Stryder,
Evening.
Rebel Data, sort of Rebel Liam, with various connection issues,
I may cut out, but I will try and stay here for the duration.
and me, Rebel Lycan. And tonight we'll be talking about Vega conflict. Obviously, last night we had an update, and my laptop has decided that it doesn't want to work anymore. Oh, I hate this piece of shit. Okay, so on the last update, we had attack alerts. We can now receive them to our email addresses. There was a new settings menu that was put underneath the player profile icon with settings for music, sound effects, name change, and combat controls. You also have the option to enable zooming in and out via the scroll wheel on your mouse in the windowed mode. You can now group ships during the countdown sequence. You can't move them, but you can group them. We also had some graphics changes to the user interface, and the modules now have a new art sequence. They now turn. And there was a couple of bug fixes. They fixed a bug that does not allow players to strafe. Players should no longer lose recalled fleets when returning to base view at the same time another fleet returns to base. And several fixes to help address connectivity issues while performing certain actions. That's all. Wasn't a massive release. I don't know. I really don't see the point of half of that UI change, though.
No,
I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Yeah, well, some things I like. I don't understand why we've got two settings buttons all of a sudden. One sufficed before the update. Why we need two, I don't know. They've added one extra thing, but that could have been surely fitted in with the other settings button.
Well, both the settings features share some of the settings you can manipulate. I mean, we already have a button to swap your controls over.
Yep.
That's on the right. On the right-hand side, you've got a toggle for your zoom, your music, your sound effects.
Yep.
And then they went and added another menu with that in.
Yep. It just seems to be pointless to me.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so focused on these graphic changes and these graphic updates. I mean, we've had so many, you know. The way that the resource bar looks in the bottom corner now, I think
shit.
It looks more. It's harder to look at. It's harder to see how much resources you have.
Yeah.
And again, as you say, with the added of a second settings button, I mean, there's just no need of stuff like that. What I'd really have liked to have seen is a way to click, you know, when you're, for example, when you're in a different sector attacking or a different planet attacking, and you click planet and it takes you to your own planet. You know, it'd be nice. It would be nice if there was a way to click, to click planet or sector and go out of the sector you're currently in instead of jumping into your own. I mean,
you can, because you've got that back button, haven't you? But they've reduced that so much in size that it's hardly seeable. You need binoculars to find it, and your enlarge screen button as well.
Oh, the full screen window button.
Full screen window.
Really small now.
Really small.
I just think that there's a lot of current issues in the game that you know that we really do need to see some work being put on, and instead we keep getting these graphic changes and stuff, and I just don't see why. I mean, wouldn't you agree, or?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we don't need all these graphics changes. We really don't. I mean, what the hell was wrong with the old one?
Yeah, I mean, we you know, the changes to the turret modules, the graphics, all right, they're given that they do look quite cool, but it didn't really need them, and I imagine that it takes a lot of manpower and resources to do that. I just sometimes some of their releases confuse me a little. Is all.
Yeah, it seems like the art department's getting a whole lot of end time. Getting a lot of face time. They get to do whatever they want, and the people who are coding all the content and the new stuff seem to be either really behind them or they're just being ignored.
Yeah. I mean, they can make it look as pretty as they want, and they can color in the cover of it as much as they want. But if the content isn't there, then it doesn't really matter what it looks like. That's the way I see it. I mean, I've never played a game for how pretty it looks. I mean, I played Battle Pirates for crying out loud.
Played Battle Pirates back when it was Black Sea everywhere.
Yeah, I played it back when it was the old graphics, and believe it or not, most of us preferred the old graphics. So,
I think could it be the fact that they're working so hard on this relocate, and they're having so many problems with the relocate, that it's put them back on doing any other stuff. Therefore, in these upgrades, they're having to do the arty stuff.
Yeah, I guess it could be that. I guess that could be a real possibility. I mean, I'm sure they're not sat around, twiddling their thumbs. I'm sure they are busy on something.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is the relocate is. They know we all want it, and we want it badly, and it's just causing them more problems than they can deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Let's hope it's not too big an issue. I mean, I logged on just after the maintenance this morning, and all anyone could talk about was, "Oh, I hope it's relocate. Is it relocate? Is it relocate?" No.
Yeah.
A lot of sad faces in chat.
And as you say, it's still a few weeks away yet.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, from what I've heard, it is not an easy fix. Yeah. Simply by the way they set things up.
Oh, well, knowing them, it's massively more complicated than it needs to be.
It's kicks I hear.
Yeah, but I mean, we still need like leaderboards. We still need leaderboards. Yeah. We still need like a friend list underneath the screen or whatever of your friends that's in the game. I mean, who are you going to select to relocate to if you don't have any of your friends showing up? Mm-hmm. There's certain things like that the game needs. I guess that hope maybe they'll do all of that at the same time.
Yeah, and then we've got the same one I've asked for the last 2 weeks. The friendly fleets, one colour, enemy fleets a different colour. Mm. I'm sure they could be putting some of these smaller content issues. Bring maybe one or two that they've got planned for the future. Maybe bring one or two forward while they're waiting for the relocate.
Yeah.
To me, it just seems like they're, like you said, they're just devoting a lot of time to that relocate and some of the other things, and it just seems like some of these graphic updates are quick, they're easy, and they're kind of putting them out just to kind of appease us. Yeah, time filler, just to kind of buy them a little bit of time.
Mm. I mean, for me, my biggest issue in the game still, and I did mention this last week, is the bubble time for between 25 and 50%. I mean, it's a bit stupid, really, and I've now seen many players agreeing with me on the forums and on posts and in chat that it's something that needs addressing pretty fast, because someone being able to come into your base and pretty much kill all your turrets and only give you an hour bubble is just wrong in any game and in any sense. So I thought it might have been an oversight by them, and I was hoping it was going to be corrected fast, but I haven't heard anything else about it. So I just got to keep hoping on that.
Yeah, this is really going to sound. Yeah, this is really noobish. Now I have no idea what you're talking about, because I'm still a noob and low level. So I haven't really been out demolishing bases like you guys. So, but from what I understand is what you're saying is somebody can come into my base, attack my base, pretty much like prep it like they would do in Battle Pirates.
Yeah.
And pretty much take out all my defenses, wait for me to repair or my quick hour bubble to go away, and then come in and just wreck my base.
Well, what it is, For 0 to 25%, there's no bubble. You won't get any bubble. That's your prep percentage there, and then the bubble times are between 25 and 50% damage is 1 hour. 50% to 25% to 75% is 12, and then anything past 75% is a 24-hour bubble. Is that right, guys?
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the problem
ratio is off. Yeah.
The problem is between 0 and 50%, someone could come into your base and kill every turret you have. And what's happening now is people are hitting bases and failing in the base. They'll prep to 25%, then they'll come in and do a main hit, and they're failing in the base. The attack is a failure, but then they're able to come back an hour later when your bubbles dropped and destroy your entire base while there's no guns in it.
And if you've not been online,
Yeah.
your base is still defenseless.
Yeah. You know, and that's,
you've not even hit repair on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really frustrating because, you know, that's not, you know, if people are competitive in these games and players get fuming when their bases get blown over, and, you know, that's just not right. If someone hits your base and fails, then that's it. You should have enough time to click repair and be done with it, you know. I mean, a level 9 module takes 3.5 hours to repair, and, you know, and if you're only getting an hour bubble, even if you're online to click repair, they're still able to come back an hour later and hit your base defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, it's not right.
Not at all.
I thought it was an oversight. I actually generally thought it was just a whoops. That was because in Battle Pirates the percentages are between 25 and 50. It's 12 hours. Between 50 and 75, it's 24, and then 75 to 100 is 36 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think VC should be more in line with that. I know I sound like a broken record because I said all this last week, but
yeah, but like you said, Liam, they would be more realistic.
Yeah, it would be more realistic. It just basically using that 1 hour bubble, any base in this game could be broken by anyone, and it just takes away the whole element of strategy and tactic, and because you can just say, oh yeah, I smoked your base, you know, it was easy.
Yep. You don't even have to bother with a prep. You can just go in, take it to 49%, get blown out the water, and wait for the bubble to drop and go back, do the same again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what would you set the time to on the bubbles? I mean, if we're going to say that what they've got is shit, I mean, let's give them some options.
I mean, just
you've got
1 hour is just not happening. 1 hour is just ridiculous.
No, 1 hour is just completely stupid.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can either go down the line of BP and copy BP, or do you come up with up to 25? Up to 25 is a legitimate prep, and you don't get a bubble. 25 to 50, an 8-hour bubble. 50 to 75. Do you do it a 12-hour and then over 75 a 24-hour? You know, I mean, it's just that 1 hour bubble that is the bugbear. It needs to be a minimum of 8, I would have thought.
Now, at your guys' levels, and like you just said, what level platform was that for the?
A level 9 takes 3.5 hours to repair.
Now, is that one of the higher repair times for a higher level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 3.5 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, for one.
That's for a level 9. If you've got level 10s, that's going to be a longer rebuild.
Yeah, this seems to be an issue with a lot of the Kickside games, because I've experienced this in War Commander as well. The bubble ratios are very finicky. You know, even within, like I said, within War Commander, because you know I play that quite often. It's very inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind having a tight repair time and a tight bubble. So if you're on, as long as you hit that repair, you can be repaired before your bubble. You know, marginally before your bubble drops. So if they do come in and fail on your base, they've failed on your base and they've got to start again. It's pointless just being able to go in, do 49% damage, get your fleet smoked, and come back, and they come back in an hour, knowing the guys offline.
Reds as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
They're coming back
Yeah.
with reds.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's another stupid idea.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that when you lost a fleet, you kept all the res that you'd already got. When the game first started, if you got your fleet smoked, you lost all the res you'd collected, which is a good idea. You've got to make sure you get home with a minimum amount of health left.
Even 1% health, and you could pull it all back.
Yeah, if you don't do it,
I mean, people would load up a cargo rancor and just leave it at the back of the base, well out of anyone's way to do it.
Yeah, but
I don't see why really they needed that change.
You've still then got to shepherd that one cargo rancor home. So I mean, it's not going to be able to defend itself. So you've got to put other strategies in position to be able to get that fleet home. And if you're coming from another sector,
and that's what the escort fleets were for.
Exactly. So why? I don't understand why they took that. Your ship dies, you just keep the res. For me, it was a totally wrong step.
Yeah.
Yeah, the minimum bubble should be half the time of the maximum bubble. If you're going to 50% someone's base, then if the maximum bubble is 24 hours, then the minimum bubble should be 12. If you're going to 50% somebody, there's no way that you should be able to come back in an hour, like you said, and just come back with a different fleet and just wreck the base.
And don't forget, in that first failed attempt, I mean my base fleet can hold 9 million, so I get 9 million on the first hit. Wait an hour, go back and get a further 9 million, as long as they've got it, on the second hit. So I've got double res for no real thought or anything. Just blitz
a suicide run.
Spamming the base,
just a spam run. So it needs to be looked at.
Yeah, hopefully they listen.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Well, currently 4 people are listening.
Welcome. I hope you're understanding what we're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything else?
Got a couple noob questions.
Yeah, fire away.
Go on then, noob.
Fire away.
All right. Well, as I'm sure a lot of lower levels are having problems hitting either its bases or Vegas. What is the best ship to build for baiting at a lower level? I'm level 22. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what I have unlocked and everything, what hulls I have. I don't have it up in front of me. But what's the best ship or hull to use for baiting other guns, whether it's in a fleet versus fleet or it's in a base?
For the lower level, I would go with a Harrier. You're looking for something with speed, and that you can put a decent shield on and a decent set of armor on. That would be for the lower levels. So as you get higher, if you've got exos, I mean, I run an exo tank with my Venoms, and it is simply loaded up with the best shield I can put on, the best armor I can put on, and it can only do 10 DPS. And all I do is run it slightly in front of my Venoms. It draws a fire while my Venoms get into position. Once the Venoms are in position, they just melt the base.
Now, what would you use on the Venoms for long range weapons?
I don't use long range. Venom is purely a blitz fleet, and it is just maxed out with beam lasers, beam lasers. Beam lasers. The short range weapon. I've got a decent shield on, medium armor, and best weapons I can fit. And literally, I just run that tank exo in front of them. I'm not bothered if by the time it gets to the OP, it's dead. By that time, my venoms are in the base and actually melting the base.
Yeah, doing the damage by that time.
Doing damage by that time. That's all I use. That's literally all I use it for.
Okay.
But that's if you've got an exo. I mean, you could use the same method with an exo blitz fleet. Just have one that is literally armored up and shielded up with no DPS.
Yeah.
And run your exos in behind it. You know, just put it slightly out in front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what I've been doing. I've been pretty much putting the ship with the best armor and the best shields and everything out there. It seemed to be because I'm still working on actually the flying aspect, learning how to drive. I'm still getting that down. It seems to be the best tactic for me is to just send something out, absorb all that fire, and then send my ships in. That works well for me. It keeps my repair times down.
Yeah, it does. I mean, all right, my tank exo, yeah, it takes a while to repair. I think 44 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad. You lose that tank. You've got the tank to repair, but you may have saved 2 fighting exos or fighting venoms.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you've got it's all a matter of learning one against it. You know what to pay off
best for you.
Yeah, what to pay off. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, some people use the tank method. Some people use fancy flying. It's all up to what you're able to do.
Yeah, I'm like a New York City cab driver. I fly. I'm all over the place. That's why it's best for me to just get that tank and get them out there and start absorbing that fire. Then I just bum rush the base, and that seems to work the best for me right now.
Yeah. Have you seen Fia's Harrier driving video?
I have. I've started to watch a lot of the videos, a lot of the Vega videos. I've seen quite a few, and that helped me a lot. But I'm still, I'm still getting it, tweaking it a little bit.
Yeah, even especially with the newer players, which there are a lot of at the moment. It is something that needs to be watched, and it's a skill that needs to be learnt.
That video was shared by the Vega app page.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's quite a few informative videos out there for low levels. A lot of people are out there making some good videos. Jano being one of them, he's making some good videos too. So, if you guys, if anybody's out there, some new players, and they want to see some good instructional videos, get out there, click on that YouTube, and get out there and find some stuff. There's some really good information out there.
And also, you don't just have to go through YouTube. I mean, just go out into Sector and just watch.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that too.
Yeah, it certainly is a way to learn.
Yeah.
You don't have to go downloading other things. Just go out there, watch some of the higher level guys, and see what they're doing.
Keep an eye on your sector comms. I mean, I don't know how it is in these lower sectors, but in my sector, people are going, "Oh, I'm going to try this new tactic." Post the coordinates. People just flock to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have very many high levels in my sector. Ever since I had that problem with my game, my base got moved to a sector, and I don't really have that. It's not very active, so I'm only able to see like a few battles here and there. But, I'm eagerly anticipating that.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Data, but a lot of the higher players have opened a second account through the Facebook, and you can see them because. I mean, we've got one in 200. A low level, she's 17, and you can see by the way she's flying that it is not her main account. She has learnt all the tricks, and I'm sure all the other sectors, all the newer sectors, have got somebody in there with a second account that know how to fly.
Yeah, I think I got one of those who keeps smashing my base.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though.
It seems like the poor guy doesn't lose anything.
That's the thing, though. With it running through Kickside.com and through Facebook, I mean, it just opens a whole can of worms for multi-accounters.
It does, yes. Yeah, but I don't class 2 accounts as multi-accounts. Yeah, I've got a second Facebook account. I very rarely go on it. It might even be put in mothballs by now. I find it difficult to keep the one, with occasionally looking in on Battle Pirates, occasionally looking in on War Commander. That's enough for me. To keep a second Vega account going is too difficult. I can't
Yeah, it's very
I
time-consuming.
can't commit the time to play 2 accounts.
Yeah, it is. But I can see where a lot of people would have 2 accounts. I mean, it is a game. You do make mistakes. You can play a game with play the game with your main account. You see the mistakes you've made. You're trying to correct them. So a lot of people think, oh, let me start a new account and I'll correct those mistakes and
get bigger quicker.
Yeah, get bigger quicker. Yeah, get better.
Yeah,
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen in War Commander as well. A lot of people, even though you're not allowed to have, it's frowned upon to have 2 accounts in War Commander. A lot of people do.
Yeah, it doesn't stop them though.
It doesn't.
No, doesn't stop them. So I don't really have any other questions.
You don't have nothing else?
No, that's pretty much.
I've got one little thing. People have been crying this week. It's I'm sure we've talked about this before, and that is scrapping ships. Right, it will not let you scrap a dead fleet, a dead ship. You've got to go out. You've got to spend resources to repair it, to scrap it, which is a waste of resources. Yes, when you scrap it, you get a percentage of the res back. What people have been saying is, please let us scrap a dead ship. If it's dead ship, it means it's not good enough for the job. We don't want it anymore. Just let us scrap it, and they would be willing not to receive any res back for it. If you scrap a dead ship, you don't get any res back. If you scrap a healthy ship, you get you get the normal percentage back. I'm inclined to agree with that, but I don't know what you guys think.
Well, would you be saying that if it's like 50% health, you get like 50% of its resources back, or are you saying only full or dead ships?
Full or dead ships. You can either scrap them at full health and get res back, or you scrap a dead ship and get nothing back.
That's more viable. Because if you're going on percentages of health, then you've got percentages of res back, and you've got bullshit.
You either scrap a fully healthy ship or a totally dead ship.
There's no in between. There's no in between.
No. You can't scrap it as a dead ship. You can't scrap it as a healthy ship. It's either healthy, full health, or totally dead. Totally dead ship, you get nothing back. A healthy ship, you get your percentage back.
Now I'm inclined to agree with you. Like you said, if the ship's dead, it hasn't fulfilled the needs that I asked for it to do. It's not going to do the job, and I want to do something else. And you should be able to, especially even if it is dead, scrap it. Like you said, no resources for a dead ship, and 50% for a full.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. That's my wish list for this week. It might get on to Vega. You never know. Maybe 6 months' time we might see that happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
when they fix the universe.
Yeah. And I've got one other little thing, a little tip that I've learned. Some of the higher level people might say you've only just learnt that.
Did the old dog learn a new trick?
He did, yes. Right, now if you're out in sector mode and there is a conglomerate of ships and you cannot pick the fleet that you want to attack, if you press your spacebar while your cursor is above that conglomerate of ships, it will bring up a list of all the ships that are under your cursor, and you can choose the fleet you want to attack.
And where did you come across such witchcraft?
Well, somebody told me a couple of days ago, and I went out and tried it. I found somebody that stacked all his ships, and I tried it, and I could pick the smallest and the weakest and work my way up.
Oh.
So it's a nice little trick to know.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a try, because there's been a lot of people doing that in my sector. They've been stacking the ships, and you see, if I'm chasing a lower level that's my level, he goes and runs to the cluster. He does. He hides under it, and I'm trying to click, and all of a sudden he shoots out the other side.
Yeah, well, if you
bastard.
Yeah, if you press your space bar while your cursor's above that conglomerate of ships, you will see who's there, what's there, and you can choose which one you want to attack.
Nice.
Well, I have to say thank you, Kixeye, for not telling us.
Another top secret.
I mean, I know we're supposed to go in and find some of this cool shit to do, work it out for ourselves, but Jesus Christ, will you give us some fucking hints?
Now, is there a list? Is there a list of keyboard commands?
No.
No. No. See, that's probably a reason why.
That would make the game too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a nice little trick that I've learned this week, and I'm just pleased that I can pass it on to everyone. All 4 of you were listening.
7.
7.
Except that every time I mention it, at least 2 people go offline. So. Well, I've got a question that I want to put to everyone. I mean, we're all wanting relocate, but given the chance, and you could go to any sector, anywhere, where would you go? Any sector, in any galaxy, at all. I'll post this up in the. In fact, I'll post it up in the BV page now.
Yeah, I mean, as a level 34, what would be the point of going to one of the newbie sectors? I wouldn't be able to hit any bases. I wouldn't be able to. I'd be so limited in what I could do. It would just be bullying to pick on people in the sector. So I would probably stay around the first 1200.
Data? Where would you go?
I'd get out of the black hole that I'm in right now. You know what? To be honest, man, I would be happy just to relocate to any other sector. It's back to my old planet, which I don't even know. Is there a list that you can like I said? There's no, like Liam said before he cut out. There's not even a friends list where you can go and relocate to. So it's kind of tough because I don't even know how they're going to work it out.
That'll be all in the mechanics of when we actually get relocate, won't it?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably just relocate to a friend's sector, try to get some help. Because right now I'm floundering like a fish out of water.
Oh, someone pour a bucket of water on the poor guy. I don't know, I'd probably stay where I am. I mean, I spawned in Sector 100. I'm quite happy there. It's a good set of guys. Although Sector 100 has a real bad reputation for being a bunch of arseholes. In Sector, we look out for each other, we help each other. We're developing strategies. It's a good group to be in.
Yeah. I mean, everybody holds that love for the sector that they're born in. I mean, I will. If ever I go on my travels, I will always class 200 as my home, and I will always go back to 200 as and when, just for the sake of going back home. So when we get relocate, I will relocate and I will go travelling, but 200 will be my home sector, and I will keep going back there.
Have Exo will move.
Yep. By the time we get to relocate, it'll be Av Furies will move.
Or the 3rd Corvette.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, people asking for a 3rd Corvette, is there really a point to having it? I mean, the two Corvettes that we have, the Pathfinder and the Voyager, although they've got a nice 360-degree firing arc, I mean, they're not exactly very good.
No, exactly.
You can't exactly put armor on them. You can't put a shield on it. You can't put a special on it. You can put maybe a very small pulse laser on it, and that's pretty much all it can do.
Exactly. When I opened my second account on Facebook, I absolutely did not build any Corvettes whatsoever. I used what I got given with at the start, and the only ship I ever researched and built was a Harrier, because the Harrier is a damn good newbie ship. You can do everything with a Harrier. As for the Genesis, all I did with those was build a fleet for cargo carrying.
Yeah.
So when my Harriers had killed the Vegas, my gens went and collected the Reds.
Yeah, I mean, Gen cruisers were good back in the day, but as soon as we've all started getting up to Exos...
But for a noob, they are good.
They are good.
I mean, as a new player, the ships to research are the Harrier and the Gen cruiser. Have 3 or 4 ships, 3 or 4 fleets, or 3 fleets of, or 2 fleets of Harriers, 2 fleets of Gen cruisers. Learn how to do 30 Vegas. Go out, stock up, and do your researches. Build your base, and that will keep you going for a month or 2.
Oh yeah,
that will keep you going for a month or 2 until you get all the stuff researched, and you can start then building Exos and Rancors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are trying to rush all the research, all these things. They've got to.
Yeah.
It seems like you have to stick with a certain types of fleets, hit certain Vegas until, like you said, you get all that research done, and you're able to actually put some good stuff on some fleets.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a roadmap to success in this game.
Yeah. I mean, the new Trident and the new Venom. It's pointless me trying to research them yet because I haven't got the high-end level weapons to put on them. And what's the point in building them and putting stuff that I've already got on Venoms and Exos and Revs when I can wait a few weeks, get the high-end weapons and shields and armor researched, and then go for the top-end ships.
Because all you're doing is giving yourself higher repair times. So you just stick with the lower ship that that's doing the job, and just stick with that.
Although these new tier 3 hulls have good health, I mean, you still need decent shields and decent armor and decent weapons to make them a good weapons platform.
Yeah, people out there, they go hull hunting, and they try to get all the hulls straight away, and they've not got the stuff to put on them. You're much better working with what you've got, make the best of what fleets or what ships you've got, and then get the stuff together and go out and research and have everything ready so when you build your Trident and your Fury, you can fit it how you want to fit it straight away. You don't have to put mediocre weapons on and then refit it 3 or 4 weeks later when you finally got the top end weapons.
Yeah, because all you're doing is wasting res anyway. So
yeah.
That you should be using to unlock other things to put on those hulls. So.
On those hulls, yeah.
Here's a question.
Go on, then.
Are we gonna have events in this, or like?
I'm guessing
eventually.
No, I'm guessing eventually, because you have got the artifact place in Planet that is saying you can't.
No, it's the Vega complex. And
the complexes say this will come at a later date, and I'm presuming there's going to be something with the artifact release point.
Some kind, I guess, maybe some kind of tech or something.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. You never know what Kickstarter are thinking about. Either think, could they be thinking of new specials to put on? And that's where you'll get them. These new specials. But that's an old new can of worms. I mean, in BP, they've been waiting 2 years to be able to hit DRAC bases, and finally it's come out this last week. Finally come out this last week. I hope we don't have to wait for 2 years, but you never know. We might have to wait for 4.
Oh, let's bloody hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, they've got the crew down in Australia, so they can work double shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it's something I'd ask. If anybody's heard anything about it.
I'm sure they will be coming in sooner or later.
Mm-hmm.
But until they've got this relocate button sorted, I think we'll be waiting a while on other stuff, because I'm sure they're putting other stuff on the back burner until they've got this relocate working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I just hope they're going to be unique. Unique to
Vega.
To Vega. Unlike some of the other 2 Kickside games that they have. Those events, they can be kind of similar in ways. I just hope they do something fresh, something new.
Yeah.
Well, they could always do a PvP event. That's one thing that only Backyard Monsters ever did. A PvP event to get stuff. I mean, that I actually played that one back in the day, and it was actually really good. You're in War Commander and Battle Pirates, and it's all just attack the computer, and attack it some more.
Yeah.
Eventually, it does get boring.
Or the computer's attacking me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell a lie. The one time War Commander done it was stupidly easy. Operation Warhawk. Take depots, and people just used to follow each other around.
Yeah. Just taking the depot right after one another. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they'll come up with something unique for us. Hopefully.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ideas on the forum. There's a lot of things to go in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's quite a few directions they could probably go with these. And like you said, they're probably just putting it on the back burner and just concentrating on one thing, getting that relocate done, giving us graphics changes in the meantime.
Yep. Yeah. Let the arty people keep us busy until we've got relocate.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll have something to really bitch about.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's all I got. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. That's all my things.
Yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. So, thanks guys for coming. Thank you to our 7 viewers for watching. We'll be posting this up afterwards, so that should be all right. And we will see you next week on Battle Vortex at the usual time. Hopefully, if Fear decides he wants to return home. Okay. Catch you next week.
Good night.
Good night.